Would you consider yourself someone who gives your all to everybody? Your friends and your family's rock. You're always there for everybody else. You're reliable. You're determined. You're mature. You always have the answer to everyone else's questions. And you're the person they turn to when they're having a tough day, emotionally strained with something, have just broken up with a boyfriend or girlfriend, or need some calming influence. They know that you're the person they can turn to that will always make them feel better because you're endlessly available. You have endless energy for everybody else, and you're a beautiful, kind soul who gives and gives and gives. Well, whilst it's a beautiful thing to be a giver, there's a difference between a giver and an overgiver. And sometimes we can blur the line between the two. If you're ever sitting there giving and then inside you're silently asking yourself, why am I doing this? I don't have anything left in the tank. Or whether you're wondering when it's my turn. When is somebody going to step up for me? When is someone going to be there for me when I really need them? And what we often find with people who overgive is their hearts are so big. They're constantly giving of themselves to others in a way that depletes them. They forget to give themselves the same love and support that they give everyone else. It's very easy for us to forget ourselves in the process of trying to be a good human being. We look at our friendships and our family situations and our relationships on the basis that we should be the ones to take the higher moral ground. We should be the ones to continue trying when there's disconnect or conflict in the situation. And by doing so, there are times where we're actually no longer serving ourselves. We're actually forgetting that we have worth as well. We're forgetting that there are boundaries that must be maintained for us to actually have a healthy sense of self-love and self-respect. So today I wanted you to consider whether you're a giver or an overgiver. Do you give when your cup is full and overflowing, or do you continue to give when your cup is emptying and you have no longer anything left for yourself? There's a very different distinction between the two. And for those that are givers, they're usually coming at it from a perspective of, I've looked after myself, I've set myself up the way I want, and I enjoy giving. I enjoy making other people feel supported and loved and cherished. And I do so on my terms. But for those of us who are overgivers, we feel compelled to give. We feel compelled to support those that in many cases could support themselves but are choosing not to. It's the old adage of, why do something for someone that they could do for themselves? And that's where the overgiver falls into a trap, because they feel that they're not being seen, heard, or appreciated unless they're doing things for other people. But the mere thought of expecting the same in return often instills us with fear that we are somehow asking for something that's unreasonable. We're unworthy. How dare we ask other people to support us in the same way? So the overgiver constantly strives to meet everyone else's expectation of them. And unfortunately, the bar keeps getting lifted higher. What starts off as somebody thinking you're absolutely amazing because you're so supportive and so kind, over time, that person starts to expect more and more. And on the odd day where you don't have the energy left to give them that level of devotion, of support, of energy, they start to think of you as changing. You're not the same person you were before. And when you're not the same person, that translates to you're no longer meeting my needs to the same level as you were. And that makes me feel like you're holding something back, which makes me feel like there's something wrong and maybe you're not worthy of my time and attention. And the overgiver instantly goes into overdrive, seeing that the person is starting to get unhappy with them, they go into extra mode of extra effort to try to maintain the veneer that they are meeting everyone else's needs. Now, this depletes the overgiver. It also makes them feel that unless they do those things over and over again, they're never going to be seen. The reality is, an overgiver needs to see themselves and serve themselves first. Otherwise, we are just emptying our cup, emptying our soul, and living vicariously through a series of lies and mistruths. When we truly honour ourselves, when we truly fill our own cup first, we're able to see the pattern of our behaviour. And quite often this pattern comes from years and years ago, where we were invisible unless we were making other people happy. We were irrelevant unless we were solving other people's problems. And we were not a good partner unless we were constantly stepping up and taking responsibility for the performance or synergy of a relationship that in reality was the job of two people to maintain. But as the overgiver, we take responsibility for everybody's everything. If somebody else is falling down and scraping their knees, we feel like we've failed them. If our relationship isn't, rainbows and skittles, we feel like we're not a good partner and we step it up to try harder. If our family are critical of any needs that we might have emotionally, we learn to repress those emotions, to submit to the expectations of those around us. And sooner or later, we become invisible. We become a shell of our former selves. We keep the facade up on the outside day to day. I'm okay. I'm your rock. I'm here for you. I'll never let you fall. But who's doing that for you? Who's your rock? Who's holding you up? And who's got your back no matter which version of you presents? Because a real friend, a real soulmate, a real partner, a real strong family unit will say to you, no matter how you're presenting, I've still got your back. As a friend of mine said, mateship means I've got your front, your back, and your sides at all times. I'm not going to pick and choose when your moods, your emotions, your personal situation or your physical situation dictates whether you're worthy of my friendship. My friendship is my friendship, and it's my honour to be here for you during all of your experiences of life. A partnership is no different. If your partner loves you when you're giving them everything they want, but can't be there for you the minute that your emotions get too much for them, or that you're hurting in some way, shape or form, and they look for other forms of amusement or sanctity, rather than stepping up to see what they can do to support you, then you're with the wrong person. To give yourself the love you so freely give to others means self-respect, setting healthy boundaries, making sure that those in your life fill your cup, not constantly deplete from it. That it's a reciprocal arrangement. One day I might help you, the next day you might help me, but we both know in our heart of hearts that that support will always be there, no matter what way we present. So if you've been an overgiver, if you've been a loving, kind soul, if you give your heart and soul and the shirt off your back to those around you, maybe it's time for you to love yourself, to put yourself first so that you're filling your cup first, and to set some healthy boundaries in relation to the way that people show up around you. If what they are doing is emptying your cup, making you feel abandoned, making you feel emotionally disregarded, then that's a pattern that you and only you can solve. If you're navigating this sort of a situation at present, I send you most love and light and support. It's not an easy journey, but you are worth it, and you are worth achieving a balanced, harmonious series of relationships in your life. So go forward, put yourself first, love yourself, and you'll be absolutely surprised at what you can become open to receive as a result. All the best and take care.